Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Bookish Artist Mandy here, and I'm finally home. Oh, our trip was great, but I am ready to be home and playing with my inks. I tell you what, I was so desperate to play with my inks that I ended up doing some weird swatching things on the plane last night. Not even kidding. It was quite an experiment that could have gone wrong, but it didn't. So I'm going to share that with you for a second here. Now, do I recommend that anybody do this? No, I do not. But I was feeling like I needed to. So I took, I will show you on this page, but I took one of my Twisbees and I did some ink swatching with it. So here's what I did. Don't do this if you are scared of making a mess on yourself. Oh, I don't know what that's to. Okay, so I didn't do this with a diamond, but actually the diamond might work better because that's such a smooth little surface. So I'm going to take this here and do it over here on this. So I wanted to make some swatches. So I have done this before just to swatch. And what I did sitting on my plane, probably shouldn't have done this because I could have made a mess and probably ticked off some flight attendants. But I took my pen very carefully and got my drop and my drop and my drop. And then you take it and you make sure that that feed is cleaned up. Just like that. And you know, they hand you little napkins. So I took my napkin and I cleaned off my pen just like this. And I took this, shut it, and then I used the top to get my swatch. Actually, this works really well with the Diamond 580 because that is so different than the other one. So like your regular Twisby Ecos don't have that nice. Aha! So when you want to swatch on your way and you have a Twisby, see the Eco has that like flatness one, or it's like flat and then it's not flat. That is, you know what I mean. So this actually like has that. You could also use the end this way because this one is even flatter. So there you go. So that's what I did. And this one is, just so I know what it is, this one is Wearing Ghoul's Mad Hatter. Not that I don't have this in my swatch book like 5 times, but I really want to play with ink. So welcome today, where I'm going to play with ink in so many different ways. Or not so many different ways, but I'm going to play with ink, and that's just what I'm going to do. And this is my Inky Messy Experiments. So what I realized over the last week of being gone is that I actually really love just playing with ink. When I did the random swatches in my notebook last night, that reminded me, oh man, you missed this. And so I was like, all right, I was just itching after that to get home to one of my dip nips because I didn't take any of them with me, but maybe I could next time. So this, I took with me Ghost Plant by Lennon to a Bar in my matcha pen. And this ended up being one of my favorite inks that I have been playing with lately. However, what I discovered, and I'm going to talk more about this in an upcoming video, I want to get some of my travel stuff and like what I learned, because I have never really done a lot of traveling since I've gotten into fountain pens. And so I'm learning things as I go, and I want to share with you what I'm learning. But the one thing that I did learn is that accidents can happen, especially as a mother of 2 young children. I mean, they're not so young now, but accidents do happen. Like we spill, we get messes and all of that. So I was like, all right, okay. I don't want my journals to have like these beautiful inks. Yes, they're beautiful and I love them and I love doing them at home. But what if I am travel journaling and something spilt all over it. And all my writing is gone because I was using this water-based ink. And don't get me wrong, I do it at home every day, but like now that I'm doing these travel journals and I'm really enjoying it, I want to make sure that I'm using my document ink, at least for the words. Like what I'm finding is like, yeah, the doodles and things are important, but the words, because that's where, you know, all the memories are. And so I ended up, when I inked my pens, I had, what was it? I think I have 12 pens, 12 or 13 pens that I took with me. And I ended up bringing just 3 different document inks. And I ended up only using 2 of them because, well, they're not even document, like Diamine Forever, I think they call that the Diamine Forever document ink, and it works really well. However, I don't feel like the Kakamori one is. It's like water resistant, but it's not, you know, waterproof. And so I didn't really use that one. And I'm surprised. Like, I've been using Mercury so much lately that I was really surprised on my trip that I wasn't reaching for it. So I ended up using Butterscotch, Diamine Forever, and Smoky Mauve. But I wanted more colors. I really wanted like this Lennon Toolbar ghost plant to be document proof or waterproof. And I know that Lennon Toolbar has a color that is waterproof, I believe it is. It's called Firmament. It's more pigment, but I need to find a place that has it, because right now Atlas doesn't have it in stock. And I think I'm trying to decide, do I want a whole bottle without trying the color? Is it going to be different? But I don't know. I've been really feeling these like smoky muted colors, like Smoky Mauve. So I have Smoky Mauve here. This is one that I have it in a pen. I do have it in my Twist Bee, but I really just want to use my dip pen. So this is where I was running into it. This Smoky Mauve and the Lennon Toolbar Ghost Plant look really great together. And they just love each other, I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I think they do. I think they look great together. But that's okay if you don't, because we all have our own favorites. But Smoky Mauve is one of my newest favorite colors. I love that it's the Diamine Forever. I love how well it flows. I love the color of it. However, it is not green. And so I'm wondering if I can mix some of my Forever inks, since I have a few bottles of it. I do have Smoky Mauve in a bottle now, and I have all the colors in samples. So if I end up finding one that I can, like finding ways to mix it, I will, and I don't have the bottles, I will probably buy the other bottles that I need. But I just love this Diamine Forever ink. Yes. And there's been people who have been asking, I would put this in one of my expensive pens. It cleans out wonderfully. I do have a video somewhere where I was cleaning it out. I just don't remember which video it was. I cleaned out multiple pens and I put it in a Retro 51 and it cleaned out magnificently out of that. And so I do currently have another color in that. But so yeah, I really love this. I love this Diamine Forever because I can put this down. And while this one, if I went over this with watercolor, it would go everywhere. This one stays. And I love that. I love that. And I love that I can write with it. So Diamine Forever has become a quick favorite. And I realized as well that Smoky Mauve is really similar to one of my favorite inks, Jane Eyre. And I just have been such a fan of this like dusky gray color way, because I also love Wearing Ghoul's Wuthering Heights, which is also really similar to this family of these smoky like these smoky gray colors. So I don't know, I just love them. And so this is Wearing Ghoul's Wuthering Heights, and this one has this beautiful green shimmer in it. And I think they look so fantastic together, all of these. And so that's what I have been discovering about myself, is what I love. And I think it's great that we kind of, I've shifted where I used to absolutely adore bright in your face colors. And I still do. Don't get me wrong. I still do. I'm kind of in this, like, I really like these muted, soft, moody colors, but they're also like, I don't know, they're also happy. I think these of muted soft colors are happier than some, mostly because they're colored. So here we go with the mixing. I have my ceramic plate. I have Smoky Mauve. I'm gonna try Smoky Mauve. Smoky Mauve is definitely a gray purple. Purple, to make purple, you need red and you need blue. So I'm gonna try to see what happens when I mix Smoky Mauve with a little bit of the solar yellow. We're gonna see. And I have a lot of pipettes here. I have a lot. I don't know what's gonna happen. So it's gonna be a lot of fun to see. And that's the first one. And I'm gonna do just a bunch of little mixes. But I have the colors that I like. I want to get, because they're very similar, like shade and tone. I feel like if I can get even something remotely close to that, it would be wonderful. Because I don't believe that any of the Diamine Forever inks were gray. So I didn't have any way to make a green gray. And I think it's just because they're releasing these, and I know that there's been a couple announcements of what they're doing for Inkvent, and I know that some of these are going to be, like, some of the Diamine Forevers, the pigment based, are going to be in the Inkvent. So they do have plans for more colors, but we just don't have them right now. So I love that I can mix these and come up with my own colors. So I have Solar Yellow. This actually is very legible on its own, but it's very bright. Such a bright yellow. Such a bright yellow. So I am going to add just a hint of that and see what happens. Okay, just a hint. I just added a couple drops of the Smoky Mauve and 1 drop of that. And so then I can take this and mix it up and see what we get, because who knows? That is very brown. Okay, so that's an interesting color though. I really like that. That kind of reminds me of an infamous color called Inaho. That actually reminds me a lot of Inaho. And I think I have Inaho inked up in a pen that I need to clean out. So that'd be funny to post that. Like, oh, whoops, I just made Inaho in a Diamine Forever ink. Whoops, that looking for a completely different color because I'm experimenting, right? That's really pretty. Okay, so this is Smoky Mauve. Ooh, I'm getting some ink on me because it wasn't dry over here. Smoky Mauve. I'm gonna move that. Smoky Mauve plus Solar Yellow. I don't know what the combination is. I will have to, like, to get that exact match, I'd have to see. I think it's 2 or 3 Smoky Mauve to 1 Solar Yellow. But I do have Inaho here in this pen. I could be completely wrong on color-wise, but there's Inaho. Maybe add a little bit more yellow to get Inaho, which is hilarious to me. But that's Inaho. That's really close. I might add, let's see what happens if I add just 1 more drop of yellow to this. Just because now I'm doing this, it's fun. I mean, that's what the whole point is. I'm playing with my ink. I haven't played with my ink in over a week, and I just wanted to come home and play with it. So you can get really, really darn close with just Smoky Mauve and Solar Yellow. So this is, I think this would be 1 to 1, 1 plus 1. Smoky Mauve. Solar Yellow. Wow, look at that, right off the bat, getting a color that I didn't even expect to get. It is actually probably the closest I've ever gotten to, you know, with mixes, besides like, okay, that's funny to me. That's funny to me. There you go. There you go for those. That is not what I'm looking for. So I am going to try to add just a drop of Aqua Surf to this and see what happens. I am trying to get Ghost Plant and I got Inaho, but yellow mixed with blue makes green. So oh, there we go. Okay. What's nice though so far is I have a whole bottle of Smoky Mauve and a whole bottle of Solar Yellow. So I am comfortable making a mix of that and like sharing it out if there's somebody who wants it. Okay, so ooh, we got a green. We got a green. But is it the right? It looks like it's going to be just too bright, but this will be interesting. Yeah, look at that. Look at that brightness. That is not what I'm looking for. But that's really pretty. That is really pretty. That kind of looks like, I don't know, kind of looks like a grass green. So this is, so I would say 1 Aqua Glow or Aqua Surf, 2 Smoky Mauve, and 2 Solar Yellow. But we're in a green family, but it needs to be bluer. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1 more. See, and this is the hyper green. I wonder if I can go back to where I swatched all of these. Let me look. Those are, okay. Hyper green is really close to this. So you wouldn't need to mix them to get this close green, but this is definitely, as it dries, it is definitely a little bit less saturated than hyper green. So we're on the right track. Okay, now I'm gonna add 1 more Aqua Surf. And I don't know if I'm gonna get even close to this color, but I feel like I'm on the right track. I don't know. This is just experimenting and kind of understanding a little bit of color mixing and color theory. So this is, because this is the chromatography for Ghost Plant. You can see that it's like a gray green with like an aqua. So it's may not, I may not get the right color with the pigments that we have here, but I may get something that I think I could like next to it. Okay, so that is the same thing. I'm going to say 2SAS, 2SM, 2SY. Okay, so that's just a little bit brighter, a little bit more grassy and pigmented. So now Now I think I'm going to come back in with Smoky Mauve. And I may throw in another color just looking at this, but we'll see. I don't like to mix too many colors because then you get kind of a mess of what did I just do. But this is how I mix my watercolors, is I just kind of am like, oh, what could I throw in there? And see what happens. Like, even if I get a darker gray green, I would be okay with a darker gray green because I really, really love this. Like, I love the Mad Hatter as well. And so even if it's a little darker, that would be okay with me, just knowing. And see, this is getting closer to what I want for a pen, like inked in a pen. This is getting a lot closer. So this, I added 3 more drops of Smoky Mauve. So this is 2 Aqua Surf, 5 Smoky Mauve, and 2 Solar Yellow. I think I want to add, looking at this, because this is getting close. So when you put it over here, let's see, when I put it over there, it is definitely more yellow. So maybe if I add just a little bit more Aqua Surf, we'll get there. We're getting closer, which is really fun. Really fun to see that I also wonder, because this is what Aqua Surf looks like. I also wonder if I just did a blue. So Aqua Surf is definitely a greenish leaning blue. Oh, it's there. So that's Aqua Surf right there. So I wonder if I used my Skyline to see if I mixed Smoky Mauve with Skyline to see what that would do before I added a Smoky Yellow or the Solar Yellow. But I don't know, maybe I just need this. See, this is starting to look closer to what I want. And I added 2 more Aqua Surf. So this is This is 4 Aqua Surf, 5 Smoky Mauve, and 2 Solar Yellow. And bringing it over here. That is, okay. Okay, so that's pretty darn close. I wonder, I'm gonna try something really quick. One more quick experiment. I don't think I have a full bottle of Aqua Surf. I guess I'm getting a full bottle. I do want to try Smoky Mauve mixed with Skyline, just to see what that looks like. I will eventually have, because I do like to do this, I will eventually have all the colors. I just am trying to be slower about it. Okay, I just want to see one Skyline, because Skyline is this beautiful bright blue. There's the Skyline. Skyline is like here, like that. It's that beautiful bright blue, where I thought that, I do think that for this mix, the aqua is the right choice, but I just do want to see, since I've got it. I didn't do, when I did my mixes, because I did a whole page of mixes, when I did my mixes, I didn't have, did I do Smoky Mauve in them? I don't think I did. No, I didn't do Smoky Mauve in the colors that I did with mixes. I just used Skyline, Solar Yellow, Hot Magenta, and Butterscotch, because those were the only bottles I had at that moment, because I ordered Smoky Mauve after the fact. I should have just ordered it in the first place, because it was the one that I really wanted. And then I was like, no, get the mixers, get the right, like the regular mixers. I should have just done it, but That's okay. I have it now. So, all right. Now, is this clean? This is clean. I want to make sure this is clean, extra clean, because I want to see what Smoky Mauve and Skyline looks like. I think it's just going to be a darker blue, because this is 1:1. Yeah. That's Skyline mixed with Smoky Mauve. What if I do a couple more of Smoky Mauve? Because Smoky Mauve is that gray. I think that is what's helping everything gray, because it's like, it's so beautiful. Oh, I just love it. This is just like your cue to don't be afraid to experiment. Don't treat your ink like it's precious. Or maybe if it is precious to you, I do understand. But also don't be afraid to play. You get a lot in a bottle of ink. Yeah, so this is more Smoky Mauve. So you can get a really beautiful, like, grayish blue. But yeah, this is definitely not the right tone for what I'm going for here. And I think this is probably like the closest I'm gonna get. I do want to share up here. This is really crazy. Really crazy. Smoky Mauve mixed with Solar Yellow is really dang close to Inaho. What the what? I think you could get even closer if you played with the mixes. But I almost like this one where it's 2 Smoky Mauve to 1 Solar Yellow more than I like the original Inaho. But that is, like, look at that. Yeah. And so this is 1 Aqua Surf with 2 Smoky Mauve and 2 Solar Yellow, which is also a really good green, if I can get that. I like this one too. This one's greener leaning, but this one's definitely more Ghost Plant, which is awesome. So I need to figure out the, like, ratio. Okay, so I have right now in here, this is my Smoky Mauve from Van Ness, and this is what I'm going to use since I already have it. I have about 1 milliliter. Okay, so I need 5, so it's 4 to 5 to 2. So if I'm going to do my math correctly, this is 1. So this is 0.25. No, that's not right. So 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 is what? 80. This is 0.8. And this is 2 out of 5. Okay. So we are looking at, what is that? I'm really not great at math, just so you all know. My math is going to be kind of off, so this would probably be like because 4 out of 5, or 2 out of 4 is half. So it's going to be less than half. It's probably around 0.33. I don't know, because 1/3 is 0.33, but like that's what I'm going with. So it's like 0.8. So it's not even a milliliter. So we're going to take a little bit of the Aqua Surf. This is my Smoky Mauve. I'm looking at my pipettes. Let's see here. This is my Aqua Surf. I want to be really, really careful with that Solar Yellow. So I don't want very much in it whatsoever. But 1 second. Can you hear my kids? Okay. So I'm going to start with, see, this goes up from 1 to 5. I'm going to start with just half, because you can always add, but it's very hard to take away unless I open up my Smoky Mauve bottle. So I'm going to start with just a 1/2 milliliter, because I want to make sure that we get the right tone and right color. Oh, gosh. So I love what Smoky Mauve does to all these colors. Look at that color. That is so beautiful. So I guess I lost a little of my Aqua Surf, but that's okay. That's okay. We can come back from that. And so I put it in, and then what I like to do is I like to just tip it and mix it. Tip it and mix it. Really, really nice. Okay. And then I want to add very, very little of this, but I also want to see what does this look like without adding the solar yellow. That's really pretty. That's another one of those gray blues. Okay, but we do want it to be green, so I do need to add yellow. Where did I put my pipette? I just had my pipette for my yellow, and I have a clean one right here because I don't know what I did with it. That's okay. Oh, I found it. Okay. So I'm gonna start with just this much. You can see like there's not that much. It's like maybe, okay, I'm bringing this in. Maybe 2 drops. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4. So we're gonna see what that does before I add any more. But Smoky Mauve mixed with Aqua Surf is really pretty. It's like a very, very pretty gray. It is a gray. So like there, right there. So that's beautiful. It's like a blue leaning gray. That is gorgeous. Love that. Okay, so again, I'm gonna shut this. And I am going to tip back and forth. This is what I do a lot of the times. Like I'm doing this off camera. This is a lot of experimenting to come up with these things, but I do really like to figure out mixes. So that is not right, but it's also not bad. I feel like it needs a little bit more blue. Remember, we didn't add all the blue that we should have. And so that is, as that's drying, that's a really pretty like army green. So I did one, so this is 1 milliliter Smoky Mauve, 0.5 Aqua Surf, and this is 2 drops, oh no, 3 drops solar yellow. And that gives you a really pretty seaweed green, if that's what you're going for. That's really pretty. I like that. Okay, but that is not what I'm trying to do here. Aqua Surf. Do, 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 do. I get really annoyed at my kids for singing, and I wonder where they get it, and then I sing, and then I'm like, oh yeah. Okay, so I didn't do a pull 0.5, so this is, I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna fill that whole thing, and then okay. Don't want to put the wrong lids. I'm looking and making sure that those are the right lids because I don't want to contaminate my Aqua Surf. Mixing, mixing, mixing. We're getting closer. Let's see here. Yeah, it still needs some more. Okay. just gonna mix it with my pen. My pen is a mess. I'm a mess. But I'm getting close. Is that it? There it is. There it is. See, and now I've got, what is that? 2 milliliters of one that's really close to Ghost Plant. It's still a little bit, I think if I added just a little bit more Smoky Mauve to it, it would be great, but I don't want to open up my bottle. So I think I'll go with this. And I've got to decide which pen I'm going to ink it up in, because it's going to look different in a pen too. Like this is with my, yeah, you know, I think, yeah, that's looking great. That is, yeah, look at that. Diamine Forever. This is what I've done. I've done this with a lot. This is like how I have made some of my, I did this with De Atramentis inks a lot before I had my, like really focused on my channel and like doing these videos. I would do this with my De Atramentis inks and mix and find things that I like, because I really love J. Urban's Coco do Brazil. So I made one like a document ink mix that looked really like that. And I would do this to make colors that would go with my journal spreads for the month. So this is something that I've done many times. And so I just, the pigment colors are different in the De Atramentis versus the Diamine Forever, which is just fine. It's just learning what you need to do. So it's, if you're color mixing and you have never done it before, don't feel like you're gonna get the exact color you want. I would suggest practicing mixing. And there is a video that I have where you can see how you practice mixing and like how to experiment with it. I've been doing this a long time because I'm an artist and I've studied color and color theory, and there are so many great resources out there for that. And so that's one of those things where it takes practice, and I have had to mix on the go with my palettes, and that's definitely helped, especially with when you have limited palettes. And there are other artists that were always like, limited palettes, and I'm like, why? I just want to play with the colors. Like I just want to have ready-made mixed colors, but that definitely has helped. I do want to see what happens when I do a paint wash with some Diamine Forever. So since we're here and I have my paintbrush, I am really gonna add water to this and see what happens. Because I've painted with inks before. Sennelier has inks that I love painting with, but they're not fountain pen friendly. So to have inks that I can use that are fountain pen friendly, but I can also paint these beautiful washes with. Oh, that's pretty. Now see, because this is the mix, when I bring it out into a wash, it is a little bit brighter than Lennon Toolbar's Ghost Plant, but that's okay. I wasn't looking for perfection. It would have been nice if it was perfection, but it's really darn close. And this will be really nice to put next to this as a document ink. And it is just a little bit brighter, which is fine. But also this is from my paint palette, so I don't know what is like, if it will be this bright in my whatchamacallit, in my vial, because I think I added a little bit more yellow to this one before. And I just also love painting on Tomoe River paper. There's something just magical about it. And this ink, I tell you what, I've talked about Diamine Forever ink a few times now on this channel because I am quite obsessed with it. It is a great ink, and it has been so wonderful. My pens, even better than the Deus Romantis document inks. I am really impressed with it. Diamine really, I think, knocked it out of the park. It is the best behaving document inks I have ever used, and I have pretty much used everything out there for the most part, and I keep like thinking, oh man, this is the stuff. And yeah, I should do a quick swatch of, so I forgot what Amazonia looked like, and I'm gonna laugh at myself if I could have just mixed Amazonia with Smoky Mauve, but I think Amazonia is more your like true green. But again, I'm gonna laugh at myself if I could have done that this whole time and didn't. Yeah, Amazonia is definitely like a true green. And if I put it over Smoky Mauve and let it dry, what does it turn? I might have to open my bottle of Smoky Mauve. I already made a mix, but I might have to I want to try it because this is experimenting, right? This is experimenting. And yeah, this is a good green. This is a really nice green. Like if you want a really sharp document green, whew, this isn't as bright as like Kelly green, but it is a nice emerald color. Like yeah, I like that. All right, 1 second here. I'm gonna go grab my bottle of Smoky Mauve. I didn't take it out, but I think I want to try it at least. Okay, so I've got this over here. I've got my Amazonia. Gosh, I'm gonna be mad if I did all that work and then it's the right color with just Amazonia and Smoky Mauve. No, I'm not gonna be mad. I was having fun. And I showed you like my process, because this is my process. Like I experiment and I try and I get mixes and I'm like, oh, I like that. And then I write it down, but I haven't really had to make a second mix because like I go through phases of colors. So then I want a different color. So I really like this because I can get different colors with these. It's really fun to mix inks. I read somewhere that you're not supposed to mix inks because of the chemicals or something like that. I've never had any problems, but that doesn't mean that you won't. So, you know, do this with caution. That's basically what I've come to realize is do this with caution. I'm not going to use my Kakamori dip brush. I just want to see. This is Smoky Mauve with Amazonia. And it is not. It's definitely not Ghost Plant, but it's like, that's a really nice green too. I just like what Smoky Mauve does to colors. I have discovered that. Now, let me show you this though. I do want to show you this because this is the best. This is my favorite thing. This is dry. This is dry. And this is why I love this ink. It doesn't move at all. Like I can go over this. It doesn't move. It doesn't move. And then because this as well, this wash as well is Forever Ink, it's not gonna move, which is fantastic. But now if I go over Wuthering Heights, oh, that moves. That moves. But those don't. And like I'll go over Ghost Plant. That's gone. Which is sad. And that is why I have wanted to do more document inks when it comes to my writing. And that is why I want to find colors that I like. So I do really like Smoky Mauve, but I didn't want a whole week of Smoky Mauve and butterscotch writing. And that's what I ended up with. So yeah, it's like, okay, you know, because this is very not water. This is not going to stand up to water at all. Ghost Plant is not. It is such a beautiful color that I just love it so much. And I'm so grateful to my gut for sending it to me as a sample, because I've been having so much fun with it. But again, like as somebody who does so many different things, it's nice to have the ones that are documented. So my last thing that I'm gonna do, at least for this video, since I have filled my entire spread with all these inky experiments to try to mix this, is to fill this Pelikan M200, 205. I don't remember what it is. Is it M205? I don't know. I haven't inked this in a really long time. I've always been disappointed with this pen, and so we are going to try it with this and see. Otherwise, it might be one that I let go. So now I'm going to hold this. This is a piston. I'm going to hold this, see if I can get this so it will suck up ink. Okay, which way does it go? Did it suck up the ink? Barely. What if I go this way? We're going to try this. Keep trying. But yeah, I haven't inked this, I think, in like 6 months at least, if not longer, because this is one that I bought and I never thought I would use. So okay, I've got a little bit left in here, so that will be fine. So I remember that this is my mix, and I am gonna color on it so I know that this is my mix. But maybe if I put a document ink in this, it will be one that I use more, especially a document ink that I love. So this is my thought process with this. So let's see what it looks like in a pen. And this is a medium nib. Pelikan M205 medium. I think this was, gosh, what one was this? Was this the Amazonite? I think it was. I don't know. This was my first ever fancy pen that I bought, and I bought it on sale at Atlas. What was it, like 2 years ago? But let's go over, and I want to see how it looks next to Ghost Plant, and see if it is a close document dupe. I think it is, but I just want to see how close we get. And maybe I'll take it to another piece of paper, because I know I'm not going to get exactly, because this is a pigment ink. But if I can get pretty darn close, that will make me really happy, at least in some of my spreads, because I'm still going to use Ghost Plant. But I love having a document version that's really close. Okay, so let's see here. I have a mini MD, and I can do this. So I want to see what it looks like on another piece of paper. This is my 5 parts Smoky Mauve. My 4 parts Aqua Glow. And my 1 part Solar Yellow. And there's a lot more things that I'm wondering. I'm like, oh, could I have used Honey Pot? Could I have used this? And could I have done this? But I think at least for this one, it would be it's really nice. And then here is my Ghost Plant. And Ghost Plant, I will say, because this is that way, Ghost Plant is a little bit more saturated, which is weird, because the reason I love it so much is because it is desaturated, but it's also a little bit lighter in tone, which makes sense because I I didn't have the exact like saturation of this color and this color. So, I mean, because this is what Ghost Plant is when you break it down. There's not a color, there's not colors like this because they're too dark. But for not having that, getting pretty darn close, it's like I could take this. What I like about this is I can take this and I can, you know, do my lines with this, do my line art, whatever I'm drawing. You know, I don't know. I'm gonna draw like a little plant head here. You let that dry, and it does take, you know, 35, 40 seconds sometimes to dry with the Diamine Forever. It's still really quick drying for pigment ink, but it does take a little bit longer than standard ink. And I could take that, and I could go in here with my Ghost Plant and color it in. And then you have just a little bit darker of a line than you do with your art, with your line art, you know, with your color. Okay, and then maybe give him, yeah, this, I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, look at that. The one other thing I want to do is I want to see if I can mix one more. I was thinking about it and I thought maybe Honey Pot mixed with Smoky Mauve might be interesting, so I want to try it really quick. What I really need to do is do a whole, like, I'm going to do a whole, I think the next, maybe one of the next videos I do is a whole, like, mix everything with Smoky Mauve, because you get some really interesting colors with Smoky Mauve. That's for sure. But I was shocked at how close Smoky Mauve with Solar Yellow got to Inaho, and I'm wondering what would happen if I did, oh, that one still had some blue in it. I don't want to do that because that is not going to be right. Let's see here. I thought I cleaned out my pipettes enough, but I did not. Okay, now we can do this. Okay. There we go. Honey Pot's another one of those that I bought a full bottle of, even though I only have inked it up in one pen. I really love this color. Let's see what happens when you mix Smoky Mauve with Honey Pot, because that might be an interesting color. Although I wonder if it's just going to be butterscotch. We'll see. We shall see. Because I have my swatch book where I was doing all these experiments right next to me. And then I can put it in there if it's really close. But here is, let's go back to this. I'll get a little bit more of that. What? Okay. Okay, now I'm going to take it over here on this. Yeah, this is, look at this. Smoky Mauve. My son is looking for something in his toy box, and I told him he could. So, apologize for the noise. He's trying to be quiet. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. This was like unplanned, but when you come up on something so close, I mean, if I experimented and took a little bit more time, added like maybe a drop of blue, because I know that Inaho's base is like a gray blue, or is like a bright blue. Let's try that. Because I have some blue solar yellow mix, or I have Skyline mixed with Smoky Mauve right here. Now we're getting into the like olive territory. Do you see that? Like, that is crazy to me. How close. Maybe if I take a little bit of this, move it over here into Honey Pot. Yeah. I mean, it would be a matter of really, really mixing. But I think I could get this pretty darn close when you're looking at these. Because can you tell which one is Inaho? I mean, you can, because these aren't full mixes, but I wonder if where's my paintbrush? There it is. Wonder if I take my paintbrush. If you're sticking around for this, for all of this, and you're watching this video, thanks everyone. Like, really mix it, because it's really hard to mix it all in there with this, or with your dip pen. But I think Honey Pot is the better yellow to mix with Smoky Mauve for this project. What, baby? Now I wonder if hang on here. Got just a little bit left in these. I've had this inked up for a couple months in this, but I'm very precious with my Inaho, so I use it until the very last drop. Very precious as I, make a mess of myself. For science, right? For science. For color science. Color theory. Color mixing. Yeah. Okay. So that is, you can tell, like that is, that right there is Inaho, and that's the mix. This is watered down Inaho, and this is the watered down mix. So they are very, very close. Like, it is just a minute. I think if I did just like a hint more of Smoky Mauve with the other colors, yeah, that's nuts to me. Like, nuts. So Smoky Mauve mixed with Honey Pot or Solar Yellow gets really close to Inaho. Really close. That's really cool. So if you are looking for an Inaho dupe, you could, but look at that. I also really like that. That is more Smoky Mauve, or more Honey Pot mixed with Smoky Mauve. That is a really pretty yellow. Like, very readable, very, yeah. I'm really having a lot of fun with these Diamine Forever inks. They're great. But I'm going to write that this right here is Inaho. And this is Inaho. Nuts. All right, there you go. So thank you so much for watching today. I don't have much more for you. I will get back to you in the future. Oh, as I'm hitting my camera. I'll get back to you on how this is going, because I'm very curious to see if using this with a color that I like will make me use this pen more, because it's a shame that such an expensive pen just sits in my collection just collecting dust. And if it's just not a pen for me, maybe it's a pen for somebody else. But other than that, like, that's really kind of cool to see that maybe, because like, look as this dries. Can you tell which one? I mean, yes, because there's like a little bit of variation, but this is also a document ink. So you can have a document that's really similar to Inaho, and I may just mix that for myself. All right, if you got this far, leave me a succulent plant emoji or a cactus, and let me know what you think of this. All right, talk to you in the next one. Bye.